Idaho Matters podcast is brought to you by St. Luke's On-Demand Virtual Care, which allows patients to see a provider from their home using a computer or smartphone with on-demand care for common ailments, such as a cough, sore throat, or a sinus issue. More information at stlukesonline.org.
Hi, I'm George Prentice. Will you join me in kicking off the Sun Valley Film Festival with a movie lovers event sponsored by Boise State Public Radio and The New Yorker? Last year's event was a huge success. 2 of the movies we showcased went on to get Oscar nominations. This year, you'll meet filmmakers and see some great movies. Wednesday, December 3rd, you can get all the details at boisestatepublicradio.org.
You're listening to Idaho Matters from the studios of Boise State Public Radio News. I'm Gemma Gaudette. So what happens when you mix holiday fun with gold medal award-winning ice skaters? Well, you get Jingle Blades, a journey on ice. The annual show turns Idaho IceWorld into a festive holiday event, and performers are hitting the ice this Friday and Saturday. Tara LaFerriere is the director of Jingle Blades for the Boise Figure Skating Club. She's a member of the U.S. Figure Skating Association, and she choreographed everything from Scott Hamilton's comeback show and the 2002 Winter Olympics opening and closing ceremonies. And in fact, she just got off the ice and rushed over to tell us all about Jingle Blades. Tara, welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's so great to have you with us. So Tara, what is Jingle Bells? Tell us a little bit about what happens during the show. Jingle Blades, rather.
Jingle Blades, yeah. This year, we are going around the world, and we will be going to all different countries. We're going to Spain, to Italy, to France. We come back to the U.S. and pop into New York and do a bit on New York's Fashion Week. We end up in Brazil, where it's a celebration in finale, where it's a carnival. In this show, we have 2 guest stars. One of them is a U.S. Pro Open Creative Visionary Champion, Ashley Clark, who juggles with fire. She's pretty amazing. Also lights the ice on fire, which is a pretty spectacular effect. And then we have Boise's own Louis Mullane, who born and raised here in Boise, and he is now a 3-time sectional gold medalist and has won NQS 2 times and is a national and international competitor. And he is 16 years old, and he's only been skating for 7 years.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So what goes into putting a show together like this?
Patience, time. I usually start with a concept early on in the year, in the spring, and kind of play around with different ideas of music. If there's music that I feel like kind of moves me, I usually alternate in holiday. In other words, like I'll do a Christmas theme, and then the next year I'll do a theme like this year where it's traveling around the world. Just because I don't want to do, I love Christmas, but sometimes doing Christmas every single year, it's hard to kind of change up the music. I usually wait till I get like a new batch of music for artists to come out with new things so that it's not just your run-of-the-mill, Jingle Bells, every year. And then I choreograph. I start patterning. I find out how many skaters we have in the show, and I start building by formations. And then I'll take it to the ice, and I start to put the choreography and the steps on the ice. And this year we have our hugest group.
Do you really? So I mentioned that not only are you a skater, you're a choreographer. You were just explaining how you choreograph a show like this. And you worked on a show for a skater that, so many of us know, and that's Scott Hamilton.
Yes.
What was that like, especially it being his comeback show?
That was an experience of a lifetime, honestly. I had just come off of Stars on Ice, where I was an assistant choreographer when I had done that for 8 years, which Scott is a huge part of. He's the founder. And then when he decided to do the comeback, quite honestly, I got the phone call and I was shocked, and said yes, and then freaked out for a few days and then tried to pull it together. It was, I don't know how to put it into words. It was a lifetime experience that I will never forget, and an honor.
What about then in 2002, you're part of the Winter Olympics and choreographing that as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
That was also, I was part of a choreographic team. The choreographer, Sarah Kawahara, brought in 10 of us that came from, Disney on Ice, Icecapades, Stars on Ice, like all different skating shows and people that she had worked with in the past. And then we were there for 3 months, the 10 of us. And then she brought in an additional, if I remember correctly, like 8 skaters that were also pros, because the group numbers, as you can imagine, were massive. Like we were dealing with 1,200 skaters or 600, 300. And they were skaters. To find that many skaters, a lot of them they were all volunteers, but some of them were skaters that had just been on like public session, for a few times. So it was a challenge. It was exciting. It was thrilling, and something that the group of us will never forget.
So let's go back to the Boise Figure Skating Club. Who can be a part of it? And tell us a little bit about the club itself.
Okay. So first of all, this show couldn't happen without our sponsors. I have to mention them. It's D.L. Evans Bank, Lax, Idaho, and Louis' Italian Restaurant, which I have to say, Louis as in Louis Mullane, those are his parents.
Okay.
We also, in the last few years, have been blessed to have Elevate Show Services design our lights, which has completely changed the look of the show. I'm so grateful for them. Anybody can participate in this show. It is our Learn to Skate program, which is put on by Idaho IceWorld. And then we have our competitive skaters that are members of the Boise Figure Skating Club. And we have 33 that are in what we call our large ensemble. Normally we have 20 to 24. This year there's 33. And you will see how they fill the ice. There's a lot of them. And we have ages 4 to 64 in this show.
Oh my gosh.
So we have a range of a little bit of everything.
And you've got the 2 performances this weekend.
3.
3. Okay,
3.
so talk to us about them. They're at Idaho IceWorld, which is in Boise for folks who may not be familiar. But talk to us a little bit about the performances themselves and like when they are and all of that.
Okay. So there's a evening show on Friday, December 5th at 7 p.m. There's a matinee on Saturday, December 6th at 3 p.m. And then there is an evening show that Saturday at 6 p.m. The tickets are for general admission. They're $22 each. We still have, I believe Friday night is sold out for VIP, but Saturday, both shows, we still have a few VIP tables. And it's $37 for 1 seat at a table, and I believe there's a couple tables left, and they are $296 for a table of 8. And you can you can go on to Idaho IceWorld's website and get all this information also.
Okay, and I have just a little bit under 2 minutes left with you, but I want to go back to something you said about one of the performers, and that is that she's literally going to light the ice on fire.
Yeah.
How exactly do you do that?
Yeah. Fuel.
Okay.
Fuel. Yeah, it's a pretty cool effect, I have to say. Ashley's been doing this for a very long time. And she juggles with fire. She lights the ice on fire. It's pretty spectacular.
So it's got to be a lot of fun for you, right? When it's all said and done, to sit there and actually watch this all come to life.
It is really fun. And it's really fun to watch the kids grow from this. I think the kids, after they deal with me during rehearsals, which can be maybe a little intense, I think they, in the long run, they end up accomplishing a lot more than what they thought they were capable of. And that, to me, is that's what I like to see. That's the fun part for me.
Well, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your
you.
really busy schedule to talk to us. We've been speaking with Tara LaFerriere. She is the director of Jingle Blades for the Boise Figure Skating Club. And you can catch the show on Friday and Saturday at Idaho IceWorld in Boise. You've been listening to Idaho Matters from Boise State Public Radio. I'm Gemma Gaudette.
How does AI even work? Where does creativity come from? What's the secret to living longer? TED Radio Hour explores the biggest questions with some of the world's greatest thinkers. They will surprise, challenge, and even change you. Listen to NPR's TED Radio Hour wherever you get your podcasts.